I think being friendly goes a long way.
The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us. Here we are on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. What better way to spend the day than to listen, or at least the next hour, to listen to this show as we have fantastic guests all the way around. As always, go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio, where you can see and hear the show. You can go to the show archives, access shows from years ago, and of course, today's show especially. So let's get started as we talk with Kimberly Aspetia. Her company is Choice Home Warranty. Hey, Kimberly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I was working on that name. How did I do?
You
Close?
did very, very good. Very good.
Go. Well, it's been a while since we talked about home warranty, so it's great that you're here today. And let's tell people, first of all, Choice Home Warranty. Let's tell them about your company.
Gosh, Choice Home Warranty's been around for about 20 years. Started out in the garage, right? Like most little small companies that start off. Our corporate office is based out in Jersey. We're still privately owned, which is a big deal. And I've been with Choice since 2000 and been in the home warranty business since 2016 and been in real estate for about 20.
So here you are right in Houston, Texas, representing the company. Do you cover the whole city for Choice?
Myself and my teammate Maury Paff covers the north side, and I cover central and south Houston.
Well, any part of Houston's going to be a big market, right?
Yeah, it's a huge territory to cover.
Well, let's tell people, in the world of home warranties, there are other companies, but your company, what are some of the distinctions that your company offers?
Gosh, I think what's important about Choice is just knowing that we're still independently owned. I think that if I have an issue with a homeowner or an agent, and I can take it straight to the top to get it resolved. That's important to know. I think no matter which home warranty company you work with, it's important to know who your local rep is. There's a lot of home warranty companies, especially in Texas, that inundate Texas, and then they don't have a local person. It's just an 800 number. So that's a big deal. And I think for our price point, you get a lot covered for what we offer. There's, most home warranty companies cover the 5 major mechanical systems of the home, which is the AC, the heater, the electrical, plumbing, and appliances. Our top plan is $660, and it covers all of that. So I think when you're price checking, those are the 3 things. You want to know if they cover nationwide, if they have a local rep, if they cover the country. Because, if you're looking out in Columbus or Belleville, those are territories that are sometimes hard to get contractors at. So that's important to know. And then price point. So.
Speaking of Belleville, do you go that far out?
Yeah.
So your company's covering some of those areas. As far as, let's go over the one of the basic plans. Let's say you said that the price point is how much?
Our top plan is $660.
$660, and that's the best plan we can get.
That is the best plan.
And give us an idea what's covered for $660, and also there's a service, a call fee, I would imagine. Yeah. So let's tell people what's covered, and then how much is that fee for each time we need help.
So most of the time people think that home warranties are only available when you purchase a home, right? So you're going through a real estate transaction. It's offered in the Texas contract, which is great. Little side note on that, it's not offered. That part of the contract is not in every contract nationwide. So Texas does do a good job of putting that in our contract. So they think that they can only get it when they purchase the home, and they can get a home warranty anytime. If you an existing homeowner, you can always add it. Top plan for $660 is going to have upgraded HVAC coverage, so your AC and your heating. What I mean by upgraded is it's going to still cover Freon at 100%. That's a big deal for those of us that know that Freon has since been phased out since 2020. So that's important to know. Electrical, all within the foundation of the home, the outlets, electrical wiring, the box, plumbing within the foundation of the home. Plumbing's tricky. I live in a house that's 80 years old.
You live in a house that's
80
wow.
years old. Yeah. So it's plumbing is fun when you're buying a house that old. And then, so you got your AC, your heater, your electrical, your plumbing, and then your appliances. So everything, your refrigerator, washer, dryer, trash compactor, garbage disposal, your water heater, all of that stuff, microwave, oven, is going to be covered for our top plan. Our service fee is $75, and that's paid directly to the tech when they come out and do the diagnosis.
See, I think it's worth it just to make sure that the air conditioner is covered
Heck yeah.
because here in Texas, or certainly Houston, it's pretty much life support during those important months of the year. As far as, and you mentioned that if someone's listening that's not in the process of buying a home, but they have a home, maybe they had a home warranty when they bought their home a while back, or maybe not, but they say, oh, maybe I need to get a home warranty. How does that work for the existing homeowner?
So they can, ideally, if they're, I always tell the agents this, or anybody in the real estate community, if you're out at Little League or Sunday church and you're talking to your, as a realtor, you're always trying to promote yourself to your community, to your sphere of influence. So you may be talking to your neighbor at Little League and they say, oh, yeah, our house is great, but our AC's 18 or 19 years old. That's a perfect opportunity for the agent to even bring up home warranty. You're not just their realtor, their friend, but you can be an added resource to help them get something that they need for their home. If they refer them, just put me in contact with them as their local rep. I'll make sure that they get taken care of, get in a plan. If you're already living your home, you can also pay monthly. You don't have to pay the $660 all at once. Just pay the first month, and then it's billed monthly thereafter. They can cancel at any time.
We're talking with Kimberly Espatia. The company is Choice Home Warranty. Also, Kimberly, what if I purchase a new home from a new home builder? No one's ever lived there before. Is it a good idea to get a home warranty?
Yes. So we do offer new construction. We expect that the builder covers everything in year one. Year one usually has the manufacturer's warranty on all the appliances, and we'll pick up years 2, 3, and 4. It has to be put on at the time of closing. Usually the agent will know this and they can negotiate that at closing. We also cover mobile homes. I just took over a 200 mobile home park in Corpus area, and the owner put home warranties on every single one of those properties. So,
well, I would imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, one of the most common claims or phone calls that you get is for air conditioners.
Of course.
All right, but what's, say, the second and third most common outside of the air conditioning systems?
Appliances. They don't make them like they used to.
I know that for sure.
They
You're
sure
right.
don't. Appliances would be our next biggest claim that we get.
What are some of the other things that people need to know about home warranties? I know there may be some misconceptions out there. I mean, it's not insurance, right?
It's not insurance.
But let's tell people a little bit more about the mechanics of how it works, what's covered, what's not covered.
Yeah, so it's important because, the news likes to give a lot of, it's not news if it's not bad news, right? Like regular TV news. And so it's always nice to have a positive person come in and talk about what we do. And the benefit to a home warranty is we're here to help the homeowner save money. It's not always necessarily time, but it's money at the end of the day. And a lot of misconceptions is that they get a home warranty and that we're going to cover everything at 100%. And for a $500, $600, $700 policy, we cover a lot, but not always everything necessarily. There may be something that will cover, 80% of it, but the homeowner will have a small portion that's due. And that's why I always suggest agents and homeowners to call the local rep directly, so you have that transparency and you know exactly what your policy is going to cover. It's just like if you call your insurance agent, you're going to want to know what your policy covers. So it's kind of the same as not insurance, but we are still regulated by TDI. So it's kind of like insurance, I guess you can say.
Well, of all the things you could be doing, how is it that you chose being in the home warranty profession?
I don't know. I spent 20 years in dentistry, dealing and fighting with insurance companies for my doctors, right?
In the
and
dental
my patients,
world, yeah.
In the dental world.
Wow.
And I finally just retired, right, at 38 years old. I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of dealing with insurance and that stuff. And then I turn around and get in real estate, and I'm kind of still dealing with insurance and claims and stuff like that. I got into real estate. I watched way too much HGTV back in the day, and everybody was going to be a millionaire if they got their real estate license.
That's not true?
That's totally not true. Okay. I'm glad you're still liking it after 2 years. But, I think that I wanted to stay in real estate. I did not want to go back to healthcare. And I just didn't know exactly within real estate that there was so many niches. You could go into being...
That's what's kind of fun about it, isn't it?
Yeah, you could be a lender. You could be an inspector, appraiser. And then home warranty actually found me. I put my resume out on Indeed, and they called me up, and
here you are on the radio talking about it.
Right. Crazy.
Well, Kimberly, let's tell people what else should they know, and then let's tell people how they can reach you.
I think just working with a local rep or finding someone that you trust to be there for you through your agent, and then just knowing the ins and outs of your policy, and that's about it, I guess,
And if someone wants to reach out and get a choice home warranty, what should they do?
They should email me or call me directly. My number is 832-802-1238 or KimberlyA@chwpro.com.
The number again is
832-802-1238.
And thanks for being with us, Kimberly.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk to Nass Carey. Her company is called Revolve Mortgage. Nass, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Well, it's been a while.
So excited.
You were here a little while ago, maybe a year or so, right?
Yes, I think it was last year I came here. It was very stressful. Now this time I'm better.
Yeah, it's relaxing
my heart
now, right?
is more.
Yeah, you were stressed out before.
Just a little bit of wine is gonna help, but.
Well, let's tell people, money's an exciting subject. So
Oh.
before we get too relaxed, let's tell people about what you do at Revolve Mortgage.
I'm loan officer, and at Revolve Mortgage, we usually like a residential mortgage. We do other things, but our focus is on residential. Revolve Mortgage, we are kind of new company. We are expanding so fast. We are getting licensed different states. We are adding more lenders. But I am licensed in Texas, so anywhere in Texas, I can help you.
And where do you spend most of your time here in the Houston area, geographically?
Houston, Sugarland. Most of my clients are around Sugarland.
That's a good place. We have a good representative there, Kevin Davidson.
Yes.
That guy's all right, isn't he?
You can tell when you are working with the Stewart Title, Sugarland, Richmond. That's the area you mostly work, and I love working with them. It is good to know because every time we get a contract, so we are dealing with different people like the inspector, title, insurance agent, underwriter, and real estate agent for sure. So it's really important that who you work with. And one of the most important people are the title. If you are not working with a good title, it's kind of like not easy. And I work with some good title, and like every email takes a long time for them to answer you. So, but not with the Stewart Title.
Stewart Title, that's right.
So they are always answering, responding to you, to us, to the borrower, and they are really helpful. I'm telling you, every single people we're working, it helped the process to go smoother and faster.
Well, let's tell people some of the things in the mortgage world. It's so important. So many details come together in the real estate transactions, and communication, as you're saying, is so important between the mortgage company, the title company, and everybody, the realtors, all that. But what's going on right now in the mortgage world? We hear about rates. They were going down a little bit, and they go up a little bit. But how is that, as you're out there talking to people and helping people with their loans, how is that affecting the market from your perspective right now?
So obviously, it scares lots of people, to move forward. Many people, they think, let's wait until the rate goes down. And it's been like 2 years.
They might be waiting a while.
Yeah. So if you want to buy, I always tell people, if you want to buy a house, if you can afford it, just go ahead, because you're not saving money by waiting. Because it's, the history showed us every time the rate drop, the price is going to go higher. So it's better to buy a house. You can buy it on your rate. You can do the 2-1 buy down or other option and get a lower rate, and you can always refinance it. After 6 months, you can refinance if something happened. If there, I think by buying it now, you are saving money actually.
Let's tell people what they need to do. I think it never hurts to remind people to be ready to talk to you about a loan. How much time before they buy the house or they're going to look at a house should they be prepared to have everything in order with you at your mortgage company?
I tell everybody that it's really good to educate themselves, because many people, they make mistake. They think, they hear things from here and there, people, family. Some people think, they have to have 20% down payment. Some people think they have to have like 2 years experience, 2 years work history, or it's not like that. There are different options out there, When I moved here, I bring lots of cash with me, but I didn't know I can buy a loan, buy a house. I thought, I have to work 2 years. But it wasn't like that. There are loans that you can get it. They call it no-doc loan. Even if you don't have income, even you are new here, if you have a cash, you are immigrant, you bring some cash with you. It's better to go buy a house with a higher rate, but wasting your money on the rent. Or there are other options you can always buy. Like some people, they have business. They're a business owner, and they think because business owner, they don't show all the tax. They have to write off. And
it's more complicated.
It's
right,
more
with
complicated.
With
and
the
they
business
think,
owner, right?
Exactly. They think, I didn't show enough income. But there are other ways you can use the bank statement. So it's based on your. So I think it's educate yourself 2 years ahead.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Know what you want to do.
Well, you mentioned the down payment, and I'm curious from your perspective. Sometimes people do put 20% down, right? Mm-hmm. But what are the different amounts? And sometimes they put the least amount possible. But let's say in the last 10, 20 loans that you've worked with people, what kind of amounts did you see where people put down? Do they ever put more than 20% down? Or what are you seeing for down
usually
payments?
they put like 5%.
So that's a common 5%.
That's a common 5%. You can even go with 3%. You can buy a house with 3%. But the difference is people try to put 20% is you don't have to pay the mortgage insurance, which is not much. It's like something around 100. We can shop around for them and get the really, really affordable mortgage insurance for them. But some people, they just, they have the money, they put the 20%. But if you put lower, like somewhere between 3, 5, less than 20, you don't have to pay that mortgage insurance. But the moment that you reach the 20%, it's automatically
gone.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of numbers, when you look at an individual or a couple, you see credit scores, right? Mm-hmm. What are the different? What would the
That's
highest?
Your favorite subject.
Well,
huh?
I like to see, because our financial footprint, our financial well-being is so interesting, and it's a result of so many things. Many of those things would be our disciplines and the amount of money we make, those sorts of things. But what would say be the highest credit score that you see out there in the last couple months?
790.
790, but it goes up to how much? 850? Is that?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. 850, something like that.
It's over 800, right?
But the problem is people. Okay, there is something everybody should know. So what the score you see on your bank, that's not the same as we get it. Like they come to me and say, my credit score is 780. But for me, it's usually around, when I get it, it's usually around 760. Usually we get like 20 lower than what
so
you
it varies
see on
who's looking at it.
Because we get the medium.
But 780 would be a very good credit score?
It's a good credit score.
And
yes.
what is the number that you see the most often? Is it 780 or is it more 5 or?
No, it's around 700. Most of the
700.
people is between 780.
So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you
It's
have
very
it
good.
lower than 500, then you need to work on things.
No, you cannot be less than 520. 520 is the lower that we can work. But we always can help the borrower if the credit score is not good. So we need just like 3-4 months if the credit score is really bad.
So that's another reason to talk to you early on in the event that you find something that, hey, here's a little red flag, and time will heal that if we do certain things. Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm telling people that don't be scared. Don't say, my credit score is bad, I cannot buy a house. Talk to a lender. They might have ways to help you, and we don't even charge them. We tell them like, okay, go ahead, do this, and we can tell them in like how long they can change their credit score, and they can start shopping.
Talk to Nas Carey with
Talk to
Revolve
me.
Mortgage,
Especially.
right?
Yes.
Because you're right there. Of all the things you could be doing, Nas, what is it? How is it that you got into the money world, and why do you love it so much?
Oh my God, that's a very tricky question.
It's
No, I'm
tricky?
kidding.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so it's interesting to tell you that I didn't know anything about money
Until
I needed the money. No, so I was an artist, and I was like in movie, and I was film editor, and I was painter. So as artists, you don't know anything about money. You just know how to be creative, and the rest of your manager or the rest of people take care of it. So I was just the money coming to me. I never had to worry about
don't
it.
worry. Okay, so
So
now
I
here
moved
comes,
here in Texas. I'm new. Nobody know me as an artist. I don't know. I don't have any connection. I don't know any art dealer. So I had to start from somewhere, and other places I started wasn't enough. So I had people that were real estate agent, very nice friend. They were like, "Why don't you become a real estate agent?" And I was like, you know what? I don't like to work on weekends, drive around, show houses.
Right.
I don't want to do that. And I thought, that's silly me. I thought if I become a lender, I don't have to work weekends.
until you became
But I was
a
wrong.
lender. There you were,
I just don't have to drive around, but I still have to work on weekends.
but not as much as a realtor, right?
Yes.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, before we close the segment, Nas Carey, let's tell people what else you want them to know.
I work with Revolve Mortgage. You can just, contact me through there, or you can contact straight to me, Nasrin at revolvemtg.com. 832-572-8345. 832-572-8345. I always answer my phone, I promise, even on weekend.
Even on the weekends, I bet you answer your phone. Thank you for being with us, Nas Carey.
Thank you. It was great.
Let's talk to Gabriela Martinez. She is with ST Realty. Gabriela, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, here you are, real estate. You love real estate, right, Gabriela? That's what they told me.
Yes, I do.
Well, let's tell people your company is ST Realty. Let's tell them about the company.
So ST Realty is a small boutique brokerage in Deer Park, Texas. There's about 30 agents with our broker.
Well, let's tell people also, Deer Park right here in Houston, Texas. Most Houstonians know where Deer Park is, but a lot of people listen on the internet. Give them an idea what part of the geography of Houston is Deer Park. Where's that at?
So Deer Park is about 30 minutes away from Houston, the outskirts, going east towards Baytown.
So as far as geographically, the areas that you're helping buyers and sellers the most then would be on the east side of town? Is that what we would say?
I would say the southeast. Yes.
And it includes Deer Park. What are some of the other places that you go to a lot?
So we have Deer Park, LaPorte, Pasadena, Clear Lake area, Pearland even, and Baytown as well.
It's a big area.
Yes.
How is the real estate market in those areas right now?
Right now, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it's great. I feel like the real estate market is on fire. I have been helping a lot of clients buy and sell.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 in your world, what would you say? 10 being the highest.
Well, I wouldn't say 10 being the highest. I wouldn't say 10. I would say maybe a 7 or 8.
7.
It can definitely get better.
It can get better. But also, as you're out there, you say you're in the real estate world now just a few years, right? So give us an idea. What was it that attracted you to real estate to begin with?
So I have always been interested in real estate. I was in property management for about 10 years before I became a realtor. I was a property manager at a community in the energy corridor, and I used to just, think I can do this a little bit bigger and more, and definitely help people really invest in themselves instead of in the property owners. pocket.
Well, and I don't know. I've never been in property management, but to me, it sounds like you might be getting a lot of calls about things not working or complaints or issues and scheduling. How does that work in the property management world? Is real estate easier, selling real estate?
No, it's not easier at all. I think it's very similar. I can definitely relate to a lot as far as real estate and property management. However, it's not on site. I am at my own schedule. I definitely do not miss the days where we would get tons of residents asking for things to be fixed, all day long.
So that part sounds like it's a good thing. But in
Yes.
the meantime, as far as being successful in real estate, what do you see as the elements that have helped you be successful? What are the things you're doing to have such a good market and a good profession right now in what you're doing?
So right now, I'm getting all of my business from what I've built last year. I'm a mom of 3 boys, and I was pregnant and had a baby during my very first year of getting my real estate license. So it did start off pretty slow for me. For me is networking, meeting people everywhere I go when I can, whether it's, at the park, play date with my kids, whether it's at the doctor's office. I just like to let everyone know what I do and who I am and how I can help them be a homeowner.
That's a pretty good idea. You're being very efficient. Sounds like you're being very efficient with your time. So as you're out there doing things, you're not afraid to tell people, hey, by the way, I'm in real estate and so forth, right?
Right.
And has it been working for you?
It is absolutely working.
So you must. I'd like to be there as you're presenting it, because not everybody can do it where it's successful.
I think being friendly goes a long way. Just appreciating people that work hard. When I'm at the doctor, when I am getting my car washed, getting my nails done, wherever I'm at, communicating with people, making friends and building relationships is just key to this business.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think you have the quote of the year and at least the last 100 shows, and that's being friendly goes a long way.
Yes.
There you go. You're on to something.
Thank you.
If everybody practiced that, hey, things would be a little bit better, right?
Absolutely.
So it's working for you. As far as here we are, well into 2024, past the first quarter, how do you see things as they unfold, and what's your feeling as you're out there in the marketplace? What's going to happen as we move along?
Whether the predictions are true of, the interest rates or home prices, and, when and if they do drop, a crowd coming, having a competitive market for buyers, it all just depends on you and your client and how they're guided and educated and having the knowledge to make sure that you're giving a strong offer and, doing your due diligence on the real estate market and the home that you're wanting to buy to make sure that you get that offer accepted. And at that point, if you're in good hands, you really don't have to worry about what kind of market there is. And you're ready to buy, then it's your time.
It's time to buy. And, of course, rates go up and down. We don't know what's going to happen, but there are people that are saying that if it goes down like a significant amount, maybe a point and a half, that there's going to be kind of a rush to the market. But who knows, right?
Right. Yeah. There's no telling.
As the realtor, you have to be ready to guide your people through any kind of market. As far as you're helping buyers, of course, but what about sellers? Are you helping people list their homes these days?
I am. I do have 2 homes on the market right now. I have one in the Highlands and I have one in Pearland, Texas. We actually received 5 offers within 5 days and had 30 pieces of traffic in the first weekend that we listed the home. So we're actually already under contract on that one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so it's great. And there's
was that in Pearland or
that's Pearland.
So of all so Pearland is a popular suburb, right?
It is.
So in the other markets that we mentioned, LaPorte, Clear Lake, Deer Park, Pasadena, out of, let's say those 4, which are the also very popular? All four, or is one more popular than the other?
Definitely does depend on the client and their criteria. School districts, it depends. If someone doesn't have kids and isn't too worried about it, they're okay and they're flexible with whichever area. I will say that I have clients in all of those cities. Every contract that we have submitted on a home, there has been a multiple offer situation.
Really?
So, and this has all been in I would say the last 30 days. I have had multiple offers and had to compete against other buyers.
All right. So then in the last 30 days, we're seeing then we're saying the market's picked up in those areas, right? And then let's take the last 90 days. So at the beginning of the year, it wasn't necessarily like that.
No, it was not.
So we're seeing, wow.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a big difference.
And also in these markets that we're talking about, what about new construction? Is there inventory in terms of builders out there in these places for new homes?
Yeah, there is tons of new construction. They have right now Texas City, Clear Lake, Pearland has a new community. I believe it's a D.R. Horton community off of Bailey Road. It's very nice, but they have ready inventory for new construction. Morgan's Landing in LaPorte, they are building. They have Taylor Morrison Homes and Beezer Homes over there.
Well, going back to the multiple offer situation on new construction, are you finding multiple offers for people buying new homes also, or is it just the other homes?
Not necessarily. I think more the homes are just going faster. They don't really disclose that information. The representative for the new construction, the new build, they don't disclose that information. But we can go look at a house, and then by the time we get back to our cars, the house could be under contract.
We're talking with Gabriela Martinez with ST Realty. Before we close this segment, Gabriela, what else should we know?
I would say don't be afraid. If you want to be a homeowner, it can happen. You just have to be in the right hands. You have to have the right lender, right realtor, and be placed in the right title company. And as
like
long
Stewart
as,
Title.
Oh, yes, like Stewart Title. I actually have quite a few contracts with them right now, and they have been amazing.
And also, if there's a mother out there or a family with 3 boys, what advice would you give them? How have you been successful with 3 boys? Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Don't give up. It'll be okay, and just keep pushing. And hard work pays off.
No doubt about it. Let's tell people how they can reach you. What's the phone number?
My phone number is 713-245-0377. My phone number is 713-245-0377.
Thanks for being with us, Gabriela.
Thank you.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com, or call 866-798-2827.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance, with a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers. Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is once again with Stewart Insurance, John Bramlett.
Captain, always a pleasure.
Here we are. Well, as we progress, there's insurance. We always hear about insurance. People want to know. I read the Wall Street Journal every day, John, and there's always great insurance stories and the changes in the industries, the issues. But here you are. You bring the word right here where people can hear it every weekend.
Well, thank you, Bill. As the summer approaches, we're seeing more and more interest in those in the real estate world in short-term rentals, and having short-term rentals as part of either their primary investment and primary revenue generator or as a secondary option. And there are some really good insurance plans out there for those that have an interest in owning a short-term rental property, but it's the coverage and the plans are very unique for that type of property. It's not something that can be covered by, a dwelling fire that you would use for a normal investment property or even your home insurance. So that's what I wanted to share today, was that there are some really good opportunities out there and just some things that it's important to know if you're thinking about either doing that or making sure that you have the proper coverage for the short-term investments that you have.
It's a hot topic these days. There's
It is.
no doubt about it.
It is. A couple of things to keep in mind. One, your home insurance is not going to cover it. You need to think of it as a business. Therefore, it should be a commercial business package. And you want one that covers the building, the contents, provides some liability coverage, and then hopefully provides some loss of income. If there's a situation where you cannot lease out the short-term property, let's say because of repairs, then you would want to have some loss of income. If you can, there are several really good plans out there that both for the building and the content provide replacement costs versus actual cash value. So with actual cash value, they take into consideration a deduction depreciation before they would then provide any coverage. With the replacement cost, it replaces it at today's market. So if you can get replacement costs for both the building and the contents, that's a super coverage, but that's also available out there. So that's one thing to take and look at. Really solid general liability coverage. They usually begin at $1 million per incident and a $2 million aggregate for the period of the plan, which is really solid coverage to begin with. One of the things that I really like about some of the plans that we work with is they do provide that actual loss of income, so that if for whatever reason you cannot lease out your short-term rental property, let's say because of repairs again, then you can get some or all of that loss of income back. So that's really important. Another really interesting thing that comes about with this is the breadth of the general liability coverage. So it's not just the building or the contents, but what are the things that would make a short-term rental appealing? And generally it's the amenities. So does it have a pool? Are there bikes to use? Is there watercraft?
Near the lake.
Yeah, is it near the lake? Does it have, is there a dock? Are there rec areas? So anything that within that property that you have, you can get coverage on. And then you'll want to make sure that you've got coverage in case there's damage or theft by a tenant, or let's say the tenant's pet. So if you and Elvis were at a place and Elvis got wild,
he's so well behaved, John.
That would never happen. I apologize. Yeah. I know that would never happen.
But others, there could be trouble.
Might be. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. A couple of things to keep in mind when you're thinking about short-term rentals. One, the period of lease can be no more than 30 days. So they're going to look at that. So it can't be anything that you're going to be leasing out for over a month. So it's got to be very short periods of time. We talked about the fact that it's business insurance, so you got to keep that in mind. As the owner, you can stay there. So it's not something that you can only use for tenants. In fact, you can use your own primary residence for short-term rental. So think about, we just had the Masters golf tournament.
That's right.
So if you lived in Augusta, Georgia, it's probably would be really profitable every year
rent a room
to rent or to rent your house, to go away and let somebody have your house for a week. So you can do that as well. All there's generally asked is that you add $1 million in personal liability and $50,000 in loss of use coverage. So you can use your primary residence as a short-term rental.
Well, also the thing I'm thinking about is whether it's and so many of our guests, especially realtors that are our guests, have short-term rentals. They have properties and things like that, and so does everybody else for that matter. But the same things that happen and go wrong in a home go wrong in the short-term rental homes.
Exactly right.
And I just talked to two people, and I feel bad for them. They had hot water heater problems, leaks, and in one case, of course, the hot water heater was in the attic. So, and the leak went down here, through there, and now down in the living room. So all those things happen. So we have to be very careful, have the right insurance in place, and also inspect the property if you're that person that it's your property. You want to make sure everything's working and that you don't neglect any of these things, or you can have big problems.
Absolutely, and that's why it's important that when you've got that proper coverage and you understand what is and isn't covered, and as we've talked about a lot on the show, that's our definition of properly insured, is that you're comfortable with what you do and don't have covered. You understand what risk you're taking on as the individual or as a company versus the risk you're placing on your insurance partner. The other thing that when we're talking about short-term rental, while that's so critical, is that I think we assume that, well, since it's residential, that my home insurance will take care of it. Or since I have some long-term investment properties where I've got dwelling fire coverage, that dwelling fire coverage will take care of it. But in this case, it's not, because of the length of period that coverage doesn't come into play. So again, it's understanding how the property is being used, and based upon how the property is being used, then what's the appropriate coverage.
Well, in the insurance world, like any other world, it is a world of definitions and words that maybe were not commonly used. And I think, and I hope what we do every week here in our insurance segment is shed some light on things, but always consult your insurance professional, like everyone at Stewart Insurance, doing tremendous work helping us navigate these terms and terminologies. So, but yeah, as we look at details, what's a short-term rental? What's a property? All these things we have to be mindful of, and yeah, it's a crazy world out there. We have to know what we're talking about.
Well, absolutely, and this is no different than most business insurance plans that you'll see. There are some expectations that the insurance companies have on their clients. So there are going to be expectations if the home is older than was built before 1960. So they're going to have expectations about the wiring. They're going to have expectations about the plumbing. They're going to have expectations about the HVAC system. So understanding what those expectations are and how you can meet those expectations is critical. And that's where, again, as you mentioned, having a solid insurance advisor that their focus is in real estate. So they're not a generalist, that they focus on real estate can truly be a benefit.
And also having the right experience. At Stewart Insurance, every time I talk to someone there to help with my policies and plans, it's just I'm always impressed because there's something new that they bring forth that I didn't know to ask, and then they enlighten me on that part of the plan, and it's like, okay, now I know. And thus what we go for is to be properly insured. So the result is I feel properly insured as I get off the phone call.
Well, I mean, we really are fortunate to have the team that we have, and therefore our clients are fortunate to have the team that we have. And one of our guiding principles is to be that lifelong learner, to be engaged in your own personal education, to be your own CEO, and be responsible for your career and your growth. And our team does that, and as a result, our clients benefit from it. I mean, almost every class I have, there's going to be a question I don't know. But I guarantee
that's surprising because if for no other reason you do so many classes, it's like, well, you probably at least.
But I learn.
Yeah, you learn everything.
But I can reach out to the team and get that answer and then share it with the class. So it's great for me being out as an ambassador for the company. But it's also even more important for our clients that they truly have a team that will find the best opportunities for you.
The other thing I'm thinking about, John, here is right here in Houston, Texas, we're so unique in so many ways. Just even square footage of miles that cover Houston. And of course, Stewart Insurance, you're helping people in every state of the United States. But here in Houston, just the diversity of situations being close to water. We have areas of forest. We have so many different things, condos. It's just fascinating. And there's an insurance plan to help each and every person, no matter where they are.
There is, and that's one of the benefits of being an independent broker, which we are, is that we partner with a variety of insurance companies, whether it be for your personal insurance, so your home, wind, auto, flood, watercraft, investment property, short-term rental, or if you're a real estate business, if you're a broker or a realtor, property management firm, independent title and attorney agent or lender. Again, we have access to a variety of firms, so we can find that right coverage for you, because not every company has an appetite for every type of coverage in every part of the city, much less the state, much less the country.
And as we're talking short-term rentals here earlier, there's in all this diversity of terrain and places and types of places, there's so many short-term rentals in Clear Lake, in Lake Conroe, Livingston, all this, and even every once in a while we'll have an event like a Super Bowl and things like that where people are renting their houses out and so forth. So
absolutely. So it really does. It is a growing phenomenon, and it's one that we don't see going away. But again, it has its own unique requirements, and those requirements will continue to grow and mature as the industry grows and mature. And again, being properly insured can protect you and again offset some of those risks as they occur.
Well, John, let's tell people how they can reach you.
Well, they can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. They can email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com and learn more about our firm at stewartinsurance.com.
The number again is
866-798-2827.
Right now, John, I think there's someone in Pasadena that wants to be properly insured. What number should they call?
Well, we just established the Pasadena Deer Park hotline, and that's 866-798-2827.
Thank you so much, John Bramlett.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Here he is, Kevin Davidson, developing business in a magnificent way. Fort Bend, Sugar Land. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Here you are, podcasting king right here. Let's tell people, first of all, about the podcast. The name of it is
Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective.
Kevin's Corner. And they can look on YouTube, just look it up.
Just
Kevin
look up
Davidson, Kevin's Corner. It's going to come up, no doubt about it. And let's tell people, Kevin, what you do for Stewart Title in Fort Bend and Sugar Land.
I represent the Richmond and Sugar Land office, and I basically develop business, which is what everybody else has been saying here today. I develop relationships with real estate agents and convince them that they should use Stewart Title for their title services whenever they list a property that is in the Fort Bend County area.
No doubt about it. And in fact, you're helping the realtors do so well in their business with so many tools. I mean, even this radio show is one of them, but I've lost track of all the tools that we have. So part of you and our teams, I think, charge would be to discern what are the right tools for the right agent as you meet so many people, right?
Well, in this market, you have to work for it now. So you have to differentiate yourself. You have to get yourself out there. You have to let people know that you're available, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust in this industry. And if you're just waiting for the phone to ring, it's not going to work anymore. So I offer marketing help, CE classes, radio show, podcast, you name it.
There you go. Kevin, let's tell people how they can reach you.
832-654-0527. 832-654-0527.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Also developing business in a tremendous way is Jana McGuire. Jana, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. How are you today?
Seems like we just talked to you.
We did.
How about that?
I love it.
So
2 weeks ago.
Well, for the new listeners that just tuned in, let's tell people the area that you help.
So I'm in Clear Lake office, Stewart Title Clear Lake off Space Center Boulevard.
Right there near the big...
Right there in the NASA area.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see
Great.
that every day.
I see it every day.
Well, let's tell people, as far as at Stewart Title, some of the things you're doing to help the real estate professionals.
So I'm trying to be a resource for my clients, so they can come to me for many, many things, for many areas of what they might need, either for their listing or for the lot that they're buying, and so they can help their clients as well.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Let's tell people, if they want to bring the real estate transaction to the Clear Lake area, and I know they do, how do they reach you?
They could call me, text, and that's 832-244-3439, 832-244-3439.
Jana McGuire, not to be confused with Jerry McGuire, right?
That's right. Yeah, don't confuse me with Jerry McGuire.
We wouldn't do that.
No, I'm no actress.
The phone number again is?
832-244-3439.
Thank you so much, Jana McGuire. And now, she's back, Kimberly Espatia.
That's me.
So before we close the show, Kimberly, what else should people know about Choice Warranty?
I think love that we highlighted insurance on this segment because I think it is important to know the differences between what homeowners insurance covers and what your home warranty will cover because we both cover different things. So if you're not sure, reach out to your people, your local reps, so we can always clarify those things.
No doubt about it. And how can they reach you at Choice Warranty?
832-802-1238. Again, 832-802-1238.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. And now, Nas Carey is back. Nas.
I really wanted to tell everybody that at the same time they reach to the real estate agent, they need a pre-approval first. So they have to contact us, and we are always available to help them.
Right there. You're even available on weekends, like you said earlier. But it's probably better to call throughout the week, I'm going to guess, right?
No,
you like that?
No, usually the thing is, I understand that everybody have more time on weekend. So.
And the phone number is?
832-572-8345. 832-572-8345.
Thank you so much, Nas Carey. And now a final word from Gabriela Martinez. Gabriela, as we close the show, what else should people know?
If you want to be a homeowner, you can do it.
It's that easy, right?
It's that easy.
Probably step one would be to call you.
Call me.
And the number is?
713-245-0377.
And let's remind people, Gabriella, the areas that you're helping people the most geographically right here in Houston are?
LaPorte, Pasadena, Deer Park, Pearland, and Clear Lake.
And again, basically for those listening outside, that's the east side of town. And let's tell people again, Gabriella, the phone number is?
713-245-0377. 713-245-0377.
And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett, Will Melbourne on the recording board, doing tremendous work. Thank you for listening. Simply go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio, where you could see this show, you can hear this show, and also access the show archives. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com, or call 866-798-2827. If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, for informative and entertaining information when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate, tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance.